My name is Kwame, and I live in Kumasi, where space is tight and rent is tighter. Last month, my landlord called me aside with unusual urgency. His son was returning from abroad, he explained, and my room was needed immediately. He offered an alternative instead, the boys' quarters at the back of the compound, empty for years but far cheaper. In this economy, affordable rent is temptation, and I was already calculating savings before caution could settle. The boys' quarters stood behind the main building, partly hidden by overgrown weeds and old cement blocks. I told a few friends about the move, expecting jokes or indifference, but their reactions were muted. They warned me quietly, as if raising their voices might invite something unwanted. I laughed it off. I told myself I was educated, modern, and far removed from fears rooted in old stories. Even the landlord's wife, Auntie Abina, pulled me aside later that evening. Her voice dropped when she spoke. "Kwame," she said, "that room has stories." I smiled politely and thanked her, already certain nothing there could trouble me. I moved in 2 days later. The room was dusty but intact. No cracks in the walls, no strange markings. I cleaned thoroughly, rearranged my belongings, and settled in without painting or renovation. The place felt ordinary once the dust was gone. By nightfall, I lay on my bed convinced I had made a smart decision. The first week passed peacefully. I slept well, woke early, and left for work without incident. Whatever stories followed that room, I decided, had finally grown tired of waiting. The second week began without warning, slipping from normal into uneasy. On the 8th night, I woke suddenly from deep sleep, my heart racing for no clear reason. My phone screen glowed faintly beside me. The time read exactly 2:17 a.m. Before I could settle, a sound reached my ears. It was slow, deliberate, unmistakable. Someone was sweeping outside my door. The broom dragged gently across concrete, steady and patient, as if there was no rush at all. I lay still, listening. Perhaps someone had decided to clean early. Maybe the landlord's wife could not sleep. After a minute, curiosity overcame caution. I stood up, opened the door, and stepped outside. The compound was empty. No movement. No footsteps fading away. Yet the ground before my door showed fresh zigzag lines, clear marks of a broom that had passed moments earlier. A strange chill moved through me. I shut the door quickly and returned to bed, telling myself fear was inventing meaning. The following night, it happened again. Same sound. Same time. 2:17 a.m. sweeping. Silence. Fresh lines outside my door. By the third night, sleep became shallow. I waited for the sound, counting minutes, pretending anticipation was control. Soon after, the knocking began. 3 gentle taps against my glass window. Always 3. When I turned to look, the curtain would sway slightly, as though someone had just stepped back. I checked the window repeatedly. It was firmly shut. By the end of the week, uneasiness followed me even during the day. I felt watched when alone. Items I arranged carefully were moved. Small changes whispered loudly. Whatever lived with me had started paying attention. By the third week, fear stopped waiting for night. It followed me to work, sat beside me in traffic, and returned home ahead of me. I avoided the room during the day, staying out longer than necessary, yet dread thickened whenever sunset approached. Sleep came late and left early, broken by expectation. One morning, I found my Bible open on the table. I was certain I had placed it on the shelf the night before. The page it rested on spoke of a presence passing close by, leaving fear in its wake. My chest tightened. I closed the book quickly and prayed, my words hurried and clumsy. The sweeping continued nightly. The knocking never missed its count. 3 taps. Always 3. I began sleeping with my lights on, radio playing softly, convincing myself sound was protection. Still, items shifted. my chair changed angles. My bag moved closer to the door. Nothing was taken. Nothing was broken. I asked Auntie Abina again about the room. Her face changed immediately. She told me gently not to provoke what rested there. She said some things only wanted acknowledgement, not resistance. Her words offered no comfort. By then, my nerves were frayed. I startled at footsteps that weren't there. Sudden laughter outside made my heart pound. Friends noticed my restlessness and asked questions I could not answer. One night, I decided I would not sleep. I sat upright on my bed, lights blazing, phone in hand, determined to witness whatever came. I watched the minutes crawl forward, breath shallow, eyes burning. When the time changed, my phone vibrated softly. 2:17 a.m. exactly. The lights in my room went out. The darkness felt deliberate, as if the house itself paused, listening, waiting, holding its breath for what would step forward next without mercy or warning. Sleep never came that night. I sat frozen, phone shaking in my hand, listening as the sweeping sound rose from the corner near the door. It moved slowly, patiently, circling the room as though measuring it again. The air grew cold and heavy, pressing against my chest until breathing felt like work. In the dim glow of my phone, the shape formed. A woman wrapped in a faded white cloth appeared, hovering slightly above the floor. She held a traditional broom, its bristles dark and damp. She passed through my chair and table without effort, her movements calm, purposeful, rehearsed. She swept in silence, tracing careful lines across the floor. Wherever the broom touched, the surface darkened, as if freshly washed. The smell hit me then, sharp and bitter, like old rain and earth mixed together. My hands trembled, but my body refused to move. When she stopped, the room felt smaller. Slowly, her head turned toward me. Her face was pale, eyes empty, with dark streaks running down her cheeks like wet ash. I tried to scream, but no sound came. "You are sleeping where I used to rest," she said softly in Twi. Her voice carried exhaustion, not anger, like someone disturbed from unfinished duty. Before I could respond, the light snapped back on. The room returned to normal, except the floor was damp and cold beneath my feet. The smell lingered, thick and unmistakable. I grabbed my keys and ran. I did not pack. I did not look back. I slept in my car until morning, shaking, praying, watching the sky lighten, knowing something in that room had finally seen me. That encounter ended my denial, changed my faith, and marked the moment fear moved from stories into my waking life forever without mercy or escape afterward. Morning came slowly. I drove straight to my landlord and demanded answers. He hesitated, then sighed like a man tired of carrying a secret too long. That was when he told me about Ejo. She had lived in that boys' quarters years ago, trading around Kejisha, returning late most nights. One evening, she came home trembling, locked herself inside, and never made it out alive. Her family later performed rites and prayers. Workers who cleaned the room complained of dizziness, fear, and strange dreams. Every tenant who tried staying there left within weeks. That was why the room remained empty, waiting, patient, untouched. I packed my belongings that same day and moved in with a relative. Yet leaving the room did not bring peace. Sleep avoided me. I kept my lights on. Every sweeping sound, every soft knock, made my heart race. Sometimes, in the quiet of night, I sensed someone standing close, just out of sight. Prayer helped, but memory clung stubbornly. My pastor prayed with me, anointed my head, and spoke words of reassurance. Still, fear returned in waves, uninvited and heavy. What disturbed me most was the scent. Occasionally, even in a different house, that sharp smell of damp earth and old rain would drift through the air. When it did, my chest tightened, and I remembered her eyes, calm and tired, doing work that never ended. I understand now why warnings should never be ignored. Some places carry histories that refuse silence. Some rooms remember their dead. I no longer laugh at old stories. I live carefully, alert, grateful for daylight. And when night comes, I remind myself that I survived. But sometimes, at exactly 2:17 a.m., I still wake suddenly, listening, afraid I might hear a broom sweeping close again.